Benjamin. I think this one probably my most favorite one, and also maybe the most confusing one for some people when we give it to them in our program. I like this graph because I think it is really emphasize on all the elements of our journey together, where we try to make the participant to acknowledge the gap inside them, either not knowing gap, skill gap, habit gap, emotional gap, belief gap, and identity and core value gap. But I think the one that we often hear, like not knowing that we're not knowing gap, or we say blind spot, but blind spot, a blind spot. So when we doing this program, we see that it was very convenient people with the skill gap and the tool set gap, which means they can practice, for example, the growth model, coaching from growth to become habits. But then there's something still not yet changed. And we normally see the gap comes from the core value and the identity. And maybe we can relate it to the belief, but I think one of the stories today we hear from Miss Mai is really about the core value and the identity shift, where she positions herself as a person, and that will make the alignment happens, which is come back to one of the very important beliefs that we have, which is to align everything from the inside out. So when we coach and mentor the startup founders, especially they are engineers people, the very difficult part that we need to work with is the identity gap, because they have been working as like researchers, and they have a habit of a researcher, wake up every day and 90% of their time is researching, or maybe 99%. And when they do the commercialization, they can have some habits. Let's say talk to investor or talk to somebody, but they cannot do it like more than, let's say, some days continuously, because they have identity that they are researching. So we need to shift them, nurture the entrepreneurial researcher, which means that they know that a person with the entrepreneurial mindset, they will have some kind of a habit and skill, which is to work on the meeting with the commercialization team or on marketing team. So the identity shift is one of the most challenging parts when it comes to helping people in the commercialization, in innovation or entrepreneurship, because they have that identity very fixed before. Especially in our programs, most people, they are senior leaders. They have been in what they do for 20 years or 13 years, some people 10 years, and they have a certain identity perspectives. So that is the part where I think is the most interesting part.